Oh, hey guys. Third time I've actually recorded this. The first time it was 30 minutes. The second time I got a bit stuck on certain bits, so I thought I'd create a nice, new, fresh video basically about how to create a thing called a knowledge base. What is a knowledge base? Well, this is my website, dwbeck.com. Go check it out for yourself if you want to. I added a new area here in my menu called knowledge base, so we'll click on that. Welcome to the knowledge base. It's very shiny. So on the left hand side we actually have the knowledge base itself. If you were to view this on a mobile phone, this menu would be at the bottom above my terrible picture. So we've got three subjects which we made knowledge bases for: web development, digital marketing, and graphic design. Now I'm creating a new one at the moment, which is all about programming. But yeah, let's go for the graphic design one. Have a little look in here. So again, we have the pages on the left here, which have been dynamically placed in the menu using a bit of a script. We have the area at the top, obviously, the icons. So this is all the top section, and this is in a file called top.html. And then we have the middle section. Now this is the bit that's actually generated by various AIs. We have the image, which has been created by an AI, which is called Stable Diffusion Web UI, which again you can download for free if you want to. The cool thing about Stable Diffusion Web UI is if you come down to the script section here, you can actually get prompts from file or text box. Now what this enables you to do is it enables you to put in a whole list of images that you want created, and then the program will basically go away, create all the images for you, which you can kind of utilize. I'll show you what it actually makes. Well, just before we do that, one of the things I did is I went to settings and I went to save images, and I changed the file name to WebP. Now WebPs are about 10 times smaller than PNGs, and they're much faster to load on websites, so we are creating WebP images which are a lot better, I think. It's what the standard is on the internet now. So we'll go back to the interface. Like I say, it's battering away. It's having to fight with the rest of the computer for resources. So these are a few images I made yesterday. The knowledge base. We can load one up, for example. Let's have a little look what it is. Oh yeah, it's that nice picture that we saw. So all we're going to do is we're going to sort these by date. So set the view to details, sort by date and ascending, and this will basically sort all the images by the first created to the last created image, or when they were last modified. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but if you hold Shift in Windows and right click, you'll get a new option, which is copy as path. Now what this basically does is it copies the path of all of these files. We can now open up a notepad, and we can then go edit, replace. Let's copy this section here. Go replace, and it will automatically appear in find what, and we want to replace it with local images. There we go. Last thing we want to replace here is we want a comma at the end. There. Now this is ready to go into Python, basically, which is where we are creating the web pages. So this is the directory. Local images, very, very, very important that you use a /. I believe this is a /. Windows will typically use a /. But no, we want the /. If you don't use the /, it won't work, basically. So you need to make sure that your slashes are the right way round. Very important point there. So we copy this. Now, bear in mind, this is a alphabetical or pneumatical bunch of our files. And here is our Python program, which actually creates the web pages. Oh, I suppose just before I do that, I should show you the content. So this is the text content, which has been created by the large language model. And as you can see, it's actually quite nice. I quite like it. Now, this was all created on my computer, basically. And for some reason, we have the list down the bottom here. This is meant to be the mobile list, but to be honest, I've left it in just because it's kind of obvious, you know, where this is all sort of going and stuff. So we could go at logo creation tips, for example. We get a new image. We get new text. Some useful information here. Again, the numbering system isn't perfect on this one. I mean, it's unlikely to be utterly perfect, so you might have to manually edit a few of the pages. I've just focused on getting them out, to be honest. And I think I can create a whole knowledge base of about 13 web pages in roughly 30 minutes. So I don't think that's too bad, to be honest. Obviously, it took longer to get everything sorted. Okay, let's go back to the Python script we were looking at, and I'll explain how it works actually just from the folder structure. So I'm just going to go back to the folder. That's my images. Again, the folder should be this one. Yeah, so this builds web pages based on a sandwich model. So a sandwich has 2 slices of bread, and it's got the filling in the middle. And equally, I have the top of a web page, bottom of a web page, and then the middle bit is automatically generated by Python script, which is roughly based on ChatGPT calls and the ChatGPT API, except instead of talking to ChatGPT, it talks to the local LLM on my computer, which I will show you how to do in a minute. So I'm going to briefly go over my code. If you want a copy of my code, just let me know. Although obviously this is all set up for my computer, so you'd have to do a lot of modification. Alternately, write your own code if you want to. And use ChatGPT obviously to assist you. This is the folder name. So programming is the one we're going to be working on next. Here are the topics, which again, these topics were created by ChatGPT and formatted correctly. Let me just see. Yeah, this is the ChatGPT output. I literally asked it to basically create this output for me based on sort of various topics, based on my own knowledge, which is kind of interesting. So this section on Python programming, for example, it's kind of driven me all of these topics which we can create. So these are the topics. Now these are the corresponding pictures, and I don't know if you guys remember, but we copied all the pictures basically ready to be used, and all of these topics correspond with the picture. So programming corresponds with the first picture, basics of Python programming with the second one, etc, etc. And all of these are going to be in the correct folder for the final output, basically. We then import the top and the bottom bits of the web page, and this is the prompt for the AI model. Write a well-structured, engaging article about this topic, and then it inserts the topic. I've given it a few guidelines. Use British English spelling. Make the content clear and catchy. I've told it to use a few HTML tags and things like to use breaks in various sections. H2 tags again for the headings. That kind of thing. So all of that formats it pretty well, because it ordinarily wouldn't use HTML. Yeah, again, I won't go into too much detail, but this is what it basically outputs. So it basically combines all the different elements from the code that we've kind of created, and it all puts them into one page and then outputs it. And this whole thing is iterated 13 times until every single web page has been created. Or however many pages you want. I can actually set this to like 1,000 pages if I wanted to, with 1,000 images, and it would be fine running it. So yeah, just whatever you want really. Okay, I guess I will show you LM Studio. So this is a free program you can download, and there are a whole bunch of AI chat assistants which you can also download. Again, I'm going to go to the local server area here, which has 2 arrows. scroll down, and as you can see, you can start a server or stop a server. Now, this will be a local server running on server port 1234, and it means that you can build a Python program like the one I'm using to basically send information into the brain, into the model, and I'm using Llama 3.1 uncensored there. And this will create the content for me, send it back out, and then it builds the web page basically. Again, if you want any tips with any of this stuff, just let me know. I don't think there's that much really sort of to cover, considering this is just a very, very basic sort of overview. But yeah, everything's created by AI. This is actually quite easy to do. Again, you might need a relatively powerful computer to run a local LLM. I've got quite a lot of RAM, and obviously we've got the image generation as well. But yeah, I would say you can create a whole archive in about half an hour once it's all set up and running properly. So anyway, let me know what you think, and yeah, I'll speak to you guys soon.